It was a cold winter's night when I first saw them moving in next door. The old house had been vacant for years, and rumors circulated among the neighbors about the strange family that had finally decided to call it home. As I peered through my window, I caught a glimpse of a figure standing near the moving truck. The figure was tall, shrouded in darkness, and it sent a shiver down my spine. Intrigued yet cautious, I decided to pay them a visit the next day. I found myself standing nervously at their front door, my hand trembling as I knocked. The door creaked open, revealing a woman with piercing blue eyes and a smile that didn't quite reach them. "Hello, I'm your new neighbor," I stammered, trying to sound friendly. She simply nodded, her eyes never leaving mine. "I'm Isabella. Welcome." The interaction left me feeling uneasy, but I brushed it off as nerves. The days turned into weeks, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about the family next door. They rarely left their house during the day, and odd sounds emanated from their home at night, whispers, strange chants, and sometimes what sounded like agonizing cries. One night, curiosity got the better of me. Unable to resist, I peeked through my bedroom window at the house next door. To my horror, I saw the family gathered around a flickering candle, their faces obscured by shadows as they chanted in a language I couldn't understand. The air was thick with an eerie energy, and I felt as if malevolent eyes were watching me. As weeks turned into months, I began to withdraw from the outside world, consumed by my obsession with the family next door. My once vibrant social life faded as I spent sleepless nights listening to the strange sounds emanating from their house. I became a recluse, afraid of what I might discover if I dared to confront them. One stormy night, as the wind howled and rain pounded against my windows, I heard a soft tapping at my door. Startled, I opened it to find Isabella standing on my doorstep, rain-soaked and disheveled. "I need your help," she whispered urgently, her eyes filled with fear. Reluctantly, I invited her in. She told me a chilling tale of dark rituals and a malevolent force that had taken hold of her family. They had unwittingly unleashed something sinister when they moved into the house, and now they were trapped, prisoners in their own home. "We thought we could harness its power for good," she said, her voice trembling. "But it's too strong, too evil. It's feeding off our fear and pain." As I listened, I couldn't help but feel sympathy for Isabella and her family. But deep down, I knew that I was in over my head. This was beyond anything I had ever experienced or understood. Despite my reservations, I agreed to help. Isabella gave me a small vial filled with a mysterious liquid and begged me to find a way to break the curse that had befallen them. With a heavy heart, I ventured into the abandoned town library, searching for information that might shed light on the ancient evil that plagued my neighbors. The more I delved into the town's history, the more I realized that this malevolent force had been lying dormant for centuries, waiting for the right vessel to unleash its terror upon the world. As I continued my research, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. The shadows seemed to move on their own, and strange symbols appeared on my walls. Paranoia consumed me, and I questioned whether I had inadvertently invited the darkness into my own life. One fateful night, I returned to the house next door, veil in hand, determined to put an end to the horror that had engulfed Isabella and her family. But as I stepped onto their property, the ground beneath me seemed to writhe with malevolence. I found Isabella huddled in a corner, her eyes wide with terror. The darkness loomed over her, a sentient force that seemed to taunt and mock us both. The vial slipped from my grasp, shattering on the floor, and the room filled with an otherworldly presence. Time seemed to stand still as I faced the true horror that lurked next door. The ancient evil hungered for souls, and I knew that it wouldn't stop with Isabella and her family, it wanted me too. With every ounce of courage, I confronted the malevolent force, speaking words of protection and defiance. The room trembled, and the shadows thrashed as I fought to break its hold. In the end, it was not the vial's contents that saved us, but the strength of my will to resist the darkness. As the first light of dawn broke through the storm clouds, the malevolent force retreated, defeated but not destroyed. Isabella and her family were free, but the evil had merely retreated, waiting for another opportunity to strike. In the aftermath of that harrowing night, I moved away, vowing to leave the darkness behind me. But I knew that it would never truly be gone, that malevolent force would forever lurk in the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to cross its path. Now, as I sit in my new home, I can't help but glance nervously at the house next door. The darkness may have retreated, but it's never truly gone. And I wonder, with a chill running down my spine, what other horrors lie waiting in the shadows just beyond my doorstep.